please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? So as with previous months, we are going to be reviewing videos I have made. August is going to be a challenge. Yes, I'm looking forward to that. That was all live streams. Because Amber, she had a bit of an on-off month. She was active, inactive, active, inactive, but she was starting to edge towards her very short-lived live stream era. Because there's money to be made in this, and she's finally decided to start doing it. But as we build up to it, you need to understand why, which is why July is important. Over the weekend, I saw this picture doing its rounds. There were two things doing its rounds. There's one of them. I think Emily's dog killed the cat still, under a post from Despectful Moleman on Instagram. I have dogs and cat pictures mostly. Reply to me from Provoked. Don't blame my dog. He doesn't deserve that. He's the sweetest old boy and a big baby. Blame the person who, quote, lost her the day I told her to go back to Oklahoma. In case you don't know, this is Emily, aka Tommy, aka Amber's ex. The person that, upon being returned to Oklahoma, Amber still pretended to be in a relationship with. This one word, lost, is enough to set alarm bells off in my head and justify many of the comments I left in her videos, but, understandably, they're not visible. Because in case you don't know, the word rarity is hidden on her channel. You can't write it and her see it. She won't. You're essentially shadow banned. You are blocked-ish. Muted-ish. Hidden, most certain. During December of last year, I made it a point to go through every single one of her faux crying vlogs where she pretended to be looking for her cat, claiming she was doing everything she could to find her cat. And then the moment she got back to Oklahoma, she was the happiest Amber she could ever be. Because Emily was looking well, Tommy, she liked to call her then, was looking, guys. Trust us, guys. She was doing everything she could, guys. Really, she was doing nothing. Her tears were entirely because her relationship had failed, and she needed to milk the situation for views. The audience was not on her side. I certainly was not either. This statement from Emily is enough to get the internet weaponized again, I guess? Yes. There are two ways of looking at this. Either Amber made a mistake and left the door open unknowingly, or she intentionally did it. Neither make her look good, so let's face it here, Amber is entirely to blame. The other post of interest, which we'll get to in a second, firstly she changed her username to Amberlynn freaking Reid. Your name is Amber, not Amberlynn. Stop it. The post of interest was that people were wondering if Amber was trying to start a rumour that she passed away after you were accused of intentionally losing your pet. Now I could believe you would try and find a way to deflect, or try and drive up attention to yourself because Chantel's in Syria, and boy she's made some bad decisions. But you need to, if Chantel's slapping many ads every 3 minutes on her live streams, you've got to find a way to get that coin as well, so you can continue to phone in with your nonsense. Via a community post, Amber had said, I just now checked social media for the day. Haven't been on it as much lately, hence why I haven't been uploading. And I noticed lots, all the S's, of rumours being spread. Just two, one of which is 'cause you lied, and the other because you need attention. Just so everyone knows, all of it is a lie, but everyone will believe what they want anyway. So this is the only time I'll ever speak on it. By the way, that's a lie. We'll get to a video in a moment. Putting my energy into a large group of people who only will ever see the bad in me is not something I want in my life anymore. I'm trying very hard to focus on my mental health and my sanity. That is why I'm saying bye to constantly engaging in hate and saying bye to people in my life that destroy any piece of sanity I do have. But if you're wanting drama and for me to speak on any rumours being spread about me, it isn't happening. I'm in protection mode in more ways than one. Protect your mental health at all costs, even if it makes you look like the bad guy when you aren't. The last sentence there, or second to last, going live, a 4-minute clip, 6 technically, it's been sped up 1.5 times, was shared to Twitter, which we're going to go to in a minute. Ordinarily, Amber's live content doesn't get much of a feature on social media because no one cares about her content. They really don't. But we're going to, and I don't like using members-only content, but we're going to because it is important to show you just how delusional she is. We're going to break this down very quickly as community note. You've been busy, as always. No, you haven't, Amber. You have no life. You say everything's a lie. Trust us, guys. It's just a lie. You won't put your energy into large groups of people who see only the bad in you. It's because that's the only part of you that exists. There is no redeeming qualities about your personality or your life. You have been proven to be nothing more than a fraud. Your exes have proven it with receipts, all the way back to Casey. You say you're trying to focus on your mental health. No, you're not. In your videos, all you do is tell us you're taking Zolofts. Focus on your mental health. Right. Start by telling the truth. How about that? I hear that works wonders for catharsis. And also it takes a big burden off your shoulders, because then you can then start to be responsible. You claim to have, well, the audience will destroy any sanity you have left. There is none. You say you're in protection mode in more ways than one. You're not a turtle. Don't bother trying to shrink into a shell. It's not going to work. And don't try and gaslight your audience by using mental health as a shield first. We all have baggage. I have baggage. I will never use it as an excuse for crappy behavior ever, and you need to be better than that. So, after Amber said here this will be the last time she addresses it, let's go to the response, posted by Malarkey Meter, archiving the antics, where Amber spent the last part of her stream, members only, crashing out, in vertical mode.
Amber, the breaking news in the Amberverse. I don't know. If it's going to cause me to feel distressed in some way, I don't want to hear it, and I don't care. Genuinely and wholeheartedly, I just do not give a fuck at this point.
You are, Amber, over the course of the next 4 minutes of your video, 5 I guess at this point, going to debunk that point. Also, the only way you can ever truly prove something different is by proving it with citations and evidence. The problem for you, you can't. Why? Because the very person you could have relied on to help you back your corner doesn't back your corner. But you still love her, don't you? And you certainly cared more about going home than you did your cat. But do crash out. I'm actually here for this. We all are at this point.
I'm not trying to be rude to you, but
I've left the awkward silence in on purpose because I want to use it to raise a very good point. You do not know how you're going to navigate yourself through the situation. That is definitive proof of it. You can claim the haters will say this, 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 and this, and that you are that, and that. You're an empath, you're compassionate, you care. With your heart and soul you love. But like Chantal, you do not have the capacity to express or feel love. You, however, do have one capacity to feel relief, and that is when you're eating vast amounts of food, because it's a satisfaction feeling. It's why your relationships always fail, because you take it for granted and throw money at it. It's why many people consider you worse than Chantal when it comes to pets.
I'm just going to say this, and it sucks that it's behind a paywall here.
I'm going to say I am, while reluctant to use your paywall hidden content, going to have to use it because it was shared publicly, which means it's now public. There's a semantics thing here, yes, I know, and there's a watermark on that video. However, what you're about to say is single-handedly some of the dumbest stuff I've ever heard come out of your mouth.
For anyone to believe, in their actual, hearts, truly, for anyone to believe that I would ever purposely do something to Rarity, the cat that I loved for almost a decade with my whole heart and soul, you are insane.
Yeah, I believe you did. I firmly believe, because I covered every single one of your videos in December, I firmly believe you opened the door on purpose. Now, of course, it would be nice for Tommy to confirm it, perhaps provide some proof of it, but you were trying to find a reason to stay. What better way to force yourself to stay in a place than to intentionally cause yourself distress so that Tommy had no choice, Emily, that is, no choice, but to have you linger longer and outstay a welcome that had been going on for months. You were there for months. Your pets should have been with carers in Oklahoma, but apparently you cared more about your pretend, your failing, your useless relationship with the feeder than you did your cat. No one's insane because they've seen through your absolute smokescreen bullcrap. You can try and fake the crocodile tears as much as you like. You can try and act as if you're better than it, but the lack of sincerity on your face is very much visible for all to see. We can tell when you're faking the tears because you have to push it. I trust you to tell the truth as much as I would trust a cancer cell not to kill someone.
You are insane. Truly. Think for 2 seconds. Outside of this weird fixation that you have on me, and just think for 2 seconds.
Okay, so I thought about it for 2 seconds in that little quaint gap you inserted for about 7 seconds, and I just want to say, firstly, you did. Second, it's hilarious you're crashing out because you're doing it behind a paywall, which means we have to see this via Twitter. You must know that, surely. Because this just is a magnanimous thing for the few members you have, most of whom are gullible simps that would blindly follow you to Arby's, Cheesecake Factory, anywhere else you want to get your food from when it's not door-dashed by the alleged creep. It's hard for you to prove wrong with character and personality being your defense, when your character and personality have been well and truly exposed by your exes and by yourself. So the 2 seconds are not required because, seriously, the only person who's insane is the person throwing it around as an insult.
I had a moment. We definitely are insane. Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I'm just like, okay, fine. Like, it's people's entertainment. That's cool. But, like, it's affecting me. Like, it's genuinely affecting me. And I know a lot of people don't care that it's affecting me. But it is.
I care it affects you because I care that you've lied. I care that you are deceiving everyone. And Emily has proven part of that because you outstayed a welcome. We now know you used that outstayed welcome to play a hand. This has gotten us to a point where, because of your unwillingness to actually make any content, your non-tent is making you look even more of a fraud. Don't forget here, much like Chantal with her filters, you filter your content instead to present yourself as above things. You are no better than anyone else. I would argue at this point, with all the success you've had, you are possibly one of the least respected creators by any metric, because you are so willing to commit to your deceptions, your lies, your delusions, that you would forget what you've actually done and pretend. You crocodile tearing it up in this is hilarious because it's more harmful to your mental health that you can't be something as simple as honest. Do you hear the tappy tap tap? Yeah, there's a dog next to me. He wants you to know he's here.
Like, I don't like feeling this way. Like, I really feel like I made so much progress. And then it's just, like, ripped from me.
All it took was for one word in one comment from Emily, who was defending their dog, to cause this to happen. It took one word, and that word was in quotations, lost. You say you're making progress. No, you won't. You haven't done a weigh-in in weeks. You brag about Zoloths all the time. Your eating's gotten out of control and you're still getting heavier. You're desperately trying to get yourself back on a GLP-1. You're trying to find any cheat code you can get your hands on because you're not bothering to commit to doing things that would actually make your health, mental health and physical health better. Something as simple as going to the gym, by the way, really does help. Make excuses all you like, Amber, which is what your life is. Excuse central. But going to the gym does wonderful things for things like depression. I say that from experience. I've been going religiously since before and after lockdown. I go 7 days a week if I can. I do take Sundays off maybe once a month now. But still, I go. I love it. It's great. It's cathartic. It helps. You don't make progress. You rely on cheats to basically hold back the tide of problems you refuse to tackle. Emily put one word in a comment defending her dog, and that set the events in motion. And you obsessively, like Chantal, watch all your haters because you refuse to do the right thing. You lost your cat before Christmas, and you've done nothing to find that cat. The happiness you experienced when you landed back in Oklahoma told us everything, because you would rather leave your cat there with somebody you'd already broken up with or had already broken up with you and wanted to see the back of you. That's why they drove you there, by the way, to make sure you stayed there. You would rather pretend they were doing that than accept everything was wrong and you know it.
Like, my mom called me today. And I was trying to act like everything was fine. Because I don't like bothering her. But I was trying so hard, but she could tell. And I just started bawling my eyes out. And my mom was like, Amberlynn. Well, Amber, because she calls me Amber. And she's like, Amber, anyone who knows you knows how much you loved and adored that cat. And it's just like...
I have no doubt in my mind, at a point in your life, you did in fact care about Rarity. Truly, I do believe that. But at that point in Wisconsin, when you knew that relationship was over, I believe you didn't. I believe you made the conscientious choice, because it was either neglect or it was intentional, neither of which make you look good, all of which are your fault. Now, you claimed it was accidental. I'll be honest, those pets you took, Wasabi, Rarity and Twinkie Star, they cared about you unconditionally. You were meant to care for them as well. you fail. And your mum calling you Amber is correct, because that's your sodding name, Amber. By the way, guys, for those who might follow me on Twitter, I got a 12-hour ban for commenting on this yesterday. Something to do with consuming a beverage that rhymes with preach, teach, leech, beach.
Like, every day, I live with the regret. You guys have no idea. I regret so bad for taking my pets with me. I should have never gone there in general.
I know that to some this might seem cold to respond to somebody who is crying, but if you've been watching or have ever seen Amber long enough, she's gotten into a habit of late to use it as a way to make it seem like she cares. Unfortunately, I do not believe she has the capacity, so this all seems very fake to me. You can regret going to Wisconsin all you like, but you were driven there by your mother. You were excited. You were very excited. You were happy. I remember the videos as well, none of which you removed from your channel, all of which did really badly in viewership. You barely made any content at all, in fact, until December when things started to go awry, citing your happiness as the reason why. Really, you were arguing time. We know this, by the way. That much was proven. You can regret all the decisions you've made, but ultimately, nothing changes what you've lived. You seem to think this makes you a survivor. Like this makes you stronger, this makes you better because you've got something. No, all it does is further prove the point you're a really crappy person. And I'm not going to feel an iota of guilt for saying I think your responsibility comes from the fact that you have yet to tell the truth about any of it.
But that's something that I have to live with forever. It just sucks because people genuinely have the wrong idea when it comes to me with my pets.
In my very first Content Constable, one of the major talking points within it was about you and your mistreatment of your pets. The lack of exercise they get, their nails not being trimmed, the way they're discarded, thrown over people's shoulders. You never looked good because of that. And it's something I've held true and firm with. When it came to Rarity last year, I held firmly in the belief that you did it on purpose. There's an entire playlist on this channel about Vlogmas, your Vlogmas. And during all those videos when Rarity went missing, I made that point. I still believe it, because even if it's neglectful or accidental, you're still to blame. You can say you allow the guilt to eat you up, but you've never tackled the true guilt. You just keep on citing trust me guys in everything you do. I would feel an iota of guilt or pity towards you if you could prove you genuinely didn't do it on purpose. But you can't prove it. And right now with that one comment from Tommy, Emily, you're being undone. And you can cry and be upset and worked up all you like, but this is self-inflicted right now, not sincerity. So when you get the chance, and if you ever bother to watch this video, where is Rarity, Amber? Truly, where is Rarity?
The wrong idea. It is just like... I genuinely just don't know what to do anymore. Like... I feel just so defeated. It's like people hate me no matter what, so it's like no matter genuinely what I say, it's never going to matter.
You are right. There are many within the internet who are never going to believe you, but there is a very big reason for why, and it is a direct consequence of your choices and actions on this platform, because you have lied every single time you've ever tried to do something, claimed you're doing something, gotten something done when you've not shown proof you've done anything. You have only ever deceived. And so it's very hard for anyone to ever take what you say at face value, because everything has been a smokescreen for the reality. You may be upset and feel defeated, but we have no reason here to feel any sympathy. Tears and getting worked up emotions generally do have the ability to change perspective. But if anyone bothers to go and then watch what you've done over the years, they will see the reality of your lies. They undo everything because no one can believe what you say, because what you have said does not align with what you have done. It never has. You speak from a position of authority all the time, yet everything you speak from a position of authority on comes from a position of deceit. I'm not going to allow your emotions to control how I think about you. I think you've done something wrong, and you're crashing to an audience of members only, because you know damn well you can't put this on your channel as a main video, because you know no one's going to feel any pity for you. So I guess it must come as a bit of a surprise, not, that somebody would have undoubtedly clipped this crash out and shared it.
I've been, like, my nervous system genuinely has been so calm, because I'm telling you, I'm like 24/7 fight or flight. That has been my life, my general life. And finally I was calm and I was doing better. But it's like something always has to happen. Something always has to happen to where like I can't even say it. I can't even. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done this.
Well, we're going to have to agree to disagree on that part. As far as something always happens, it's called life and consequences. Considering what you've been doing since getting back to Oklahoma to present, you knew, as far as a creator, you were on borrowed time before Emily said something that would put you back into this position. She's not under an NDA. She can't not say anything. None of them can, in fact, and you threatened them in the past, some of your exes. And look what happened.
I was hoping I could gift members. No, I can't. I don't understand. When am I going to be able to gift members? I don't understand how this works. Everyone can watch. Members can talk. And we'll see how it goes.
Because Amber is special needs, it's worth pointing out that to give a free membership to people within your chat or your audience, what limited support you have to have a membership tier below $4.99. You have one tier, it's £8.99. It is nowhere near the baseline. Seriously. I had to subscribe to your channel to find that out.
Well, most of the things that Alexa says is not true, Ando. Most of the things.
Silly statements like that, though, leave openings to the obvious of, but then what is true? And what isn't true? Perhaps you should embellish upon it. In earlier clips of your stream, you mentioned if you had the energy for it, you would perhaps delve into things. You don't. And by the way, doing a 1 hour live stream or a 2 hour live stream isn't necessarily difficult, unless you solely and exclusively sit there and just answer questions from your chat. Oh wait, that's what you do.
My mom posted a picture on Facebook, and I know there's some like creepos following her on there. I do want to start uploading like actual videos on YouTube soon. Like, oh my god, I've just needed like a break, you know?
A break from what though? You don't do anything in your videos. You don't do anything really in your life either. Your entire existence is nothing. It's not embarrassing per se because it's your life, but people who don't really have that kind of much going on generally are living in a care home waiting for someone to visit them. Does it feel strange to phone in so much when you're not even that old? Or did you just make enough money that you don't really have to care about the month anymore?
So non-members can't send super chats either? I don't think so. I don't know. I have no idea. It's definitely more like mature, and that's what she was aiming for, was more of like a mature. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed. I wish my hair was straighter. Top fans right now is Katie Sloan, Stress Mess, and Fatal Bunny. Thank you guys. You guys are super sweet. Girly Pop, where you been? I don't know where I've been. I've been lost.
A big criticism Amber received in the comments to this stream, post-stream that is that she did not thank the vast majority of those that were super chatting her. I find this to be quite the faux pas. If I receive a super chat, I'm going to acknowledge you. Then again, I also acknowledge my entire chat. You don't, Amber. But you do, for someone who claims to be genuine, find a remarkable talent, or possess one, for being the least genuine on the internet, and that is the top comment, by the way, on your most recent live stream. You're welcome.
I just realized I have toothpaste right here. You know, do you guys ever get, you know what? I'm actually going to make a rule, Amberlynn. Brush your teeth naked. I used to only brush my teeth like every single night when I would shower, and then I would have a separate toothbrush for like the mornings. And I realized while doing that, I prefer brushing my teeth in the shower.
Firstly, do not put the visual image in my head of you naked brushing your teeth. I've seen the Cookie Crumble video. I don't need to see any more of your naked body. Second, if you are incapable of leaning over a sink, that indicates your waist is far too far in front of you. Third, please don't brush your teeth in the shower. While claiming you did it every night, really you were only showering at most once a week, or back in the day when somebody was wiping you down in bed.
Why aren't you posting? Did you already get a job? I have not already got a new job. I haven't been posting because I just need like a little break type deal, but
you should get a new job. Unlike Chantel, people care about you so little, you could actually go and get a job in the real world, and the vast majority would leave you alone. You should also get one because you need some normality and regularity in your life. You should get one because it keeps your feet on the ground, and because then your ego could well be put in check when someone tells you no. You might then claim discrimination and rage quit the job, but then when you tell the internet this, the employer will undoubtedly expose you for being a fraud, and then you'll go rage quit the internet again for a few days. You need views, you need money. Why are you ignoring so many super chats, by the way? Seriously, why are you ignoring them? Ungrateful might be the word. Apt descriptor for Amber Reid.
why don't you get the same haircut Momelin has? It'd make you look 10 years younger. I don't know. I feel like it would make me look older, fatter. It's not my style. I prefer the longer hair. That's just what I like.
There isn't much in the world that can make you look fatter. I promise you, a different style will not be it. There was a picture that's round a few years ago of you with shorter hair, curtains just to where the bottom of your first chin is. It suited you. It really did. You think you're quirky, quaint, and still a girly pop young one? Yeah, you're not. For your size, you're middle-aged, at best. Perhaps edging towards twilight years, but, well, it's open to interpretation these days. You do have a strange genetic that seems to keep you alive, which is impressive and embarrassing.
Am I ever going to show you guys my missing tooth? That's so funny, I can't. Maybe, who knows? I've never really had troubles with my teeth per se, like nothing out of the ordinary. Here we go. I just want to let you guys know that my teeth are actually really healthy. I have dental issues just because my whole family has dental issues. Like almost every single person in my family has like fake teeth, and I'm just like, I kind of low-key like am jealous about it because I'm so tired of like all of these just teeth issues. So a really big hole formed, and that is what I was dealing with.
By the way, the only way she could have done the level of damage she showed us was with sustained not looking after your teeth. As in, you don't. Don't lie. Lyn showing the evidence. Well done, Amber.
Bring back Buzzball Lynn. No, I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I'm just a sober girly. I'm living the sober life. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I would love to get high. I realized that like getting high actually, like, yeah, it feels good in the moment, but I get really depressed the next day, and I'm just like not in it to win it. So you'll
probably find one of the major reasons why you had depressive episodes is because you came to the realization of just how lonely you are. Drinking on your own is depressing. It is a social gathering thing. It's why pubs exist, or public houses as they were more commonly known. People drink in community because then you enjoy each other's company, you have more fun. But because you're such a introvert, yet you have some potential to be extroverted, you're more introverted, you will always be alone, especially because of the skanklin crap you've been pulling for the last 3 to 10 years.
I'm thinking of taking a break from weed. Advice? Thank you for the super chat. Advice. Just like do it. That's the only way that I was able to do it, was just like, just do it. Like I had no like weaning off slowly or whatever it may be. Just like stop, you know?
First of all, don't give advice when it comes to quitting things. You are the last person to be able to give such advice since you're still over 500 pounds. The only thing you're good at doing is quitting diets, things that are good for you. When it comes to things that are bad for you, you can't quit shit. In fact, I'd argue you shovel into your mouth far too much to ever say you can quit something that could benefit you. Yeah? And no, I'm not going to give advice for people quitting weed. I've never smoked it in my life, so I couldn't care less.
Yeah, I will say, like, when I was at my heaviest smoking era, when I like first quit, like the first week I was getting like nauseous, I had like the loss of appetite, like it just did not feel good, but those feelings like definitely go away. And yeah, it's hard, but like it's very doable and it's very possible. So
have you considered applying this to losing weight? Because there are many negatives that accompany it, but if it mattered so much to you when you keep trying and failing diets and cheat codes, you'd do it even with all the negatives. Also, I don't believe for a second you've actually quit anything that, you know, you take in, because you can't do it. I'm sorry, you're Amber. It's just not in your nature. Also, what you said described chemo for a second.
Did you see ZM posted a new video about you? I think he's coming back to Girl World. I did watch it. I don't have any opinions. I just think that people need to definitely do things that improve their mental health. If they notice like, oh, taking this out of my life makes me feel better, then I say keep it out of your life.
As far as Zachary Michael switching things up, I couldn't be happier for Zachary Michael. I really couldn't. I personally have no issue criticizing you for anything you do wrong. I don't feel or have the same spectrum of emotions many of your haters have. It's a shame you can't apply this kind of logic and thought process, though, to yourself and your life. The lies, the filters, the deceit, the deception, the apparent genuine you. But the real genuine you is the one now trying to conjure up excuses and lies. Nonsense, without realizing with any ability to introspect that a lot of it applies to you, which is arguably some of the most embarrassing crap about you.
Andrew always says that my long hair makes me look matronly, and I'm not gonna lie about it. I don't even know what that word means.
A matron, if you've ever seen the Carry On movies, is a job title of a senior or chief nurse in a hospital, or an older married woman who is considered dignified. Mercifully, none of which applies to you, and yes, There is no version of this where Kenneth Williams would have ever looked at you and gone, "Oh, matron." Never gonna happen.
I just needed time. And I'm also like, what do I film? What do I say?
The truth? How about you go and do things? I've said in multiple streams and videos, the one thing missing from your content is content. So what do you film? You doing something. Not the result of what you claim to have done, like the Legos or the eating. No, you doing something. Even that crappy version of cooking was you doing something. You building the Lego is you doing something. There are live streamers on TikTok who do that, by the way, for a living. I'm not even joking. I see them. It's quite entertaining, to be honest. Although they are vastly more grateful to have an audience than you are with who super chats to you. Whoever super chats to you. The gullible simp types. They are vastly more grateful than you are. You going for a walk. Go to a park. Go hiking. Take your dog with you, don't lose her. You've already lost one animal intentionally, don't bother with the second. This isn't overly complicated, Amber. Even you filming just a crappy little mukbang in a restaurant isn't out of the equation if you can get the camera to stay on you so you're back against a wall behind you. Be a creator again. Stop being so lazy. People are giving you options and answers, by the way, and you just shoot all of them down because you're too proud to accept you're useless.
2021 live stream era versus 2025 live stream era. This definitely is not a live stream era, so I can't say. They're saying you look like a middle-aged woman, which you don't. I don't think I look like one either.
Couple things. Firstly, that $10 super chat is quite important. You should let everyone talk unless it's a members exclusive live stream. Yeah, don't try gatekeeping for these kind of streams. I will never do it. I will never do it. Seriously, not going to happen. I want everyone to talk. I want everyone to be able to talk. And it's an honour to have people in my chat. Second, live stream era, well, it's better than non-tent era, and it's been going on for a long time. Also, the only time you don't look like you're a middle-aged woman is when you're using filters on your face, put so much makeup on your face it looks like it was done by a plasterer, and when I have downloaded your video in 360p. That's not a joke, by the way, because it seems to weirdly pixel and smooth out your skin. But take it all away, oh boy, you do look middle-aged. Don't try and tell us you don't. We've all seen that mess. I don't know what's worse, the mess of your face and everything accompanying it, or the mess of that cookie crumble video where you were playing with one of those udders.
Like, physically, I'm like, what is happening? Like, the number 35 sounds so crazy because, like, in my brain, I feel like I'm literally 18.
With all your recent health defects, I can tell you emphatically you are mid-30s and you're lucky to be there. I'm late 30s and I don't have any health problems at all. That's not a flex. It's just a reality of you expediting the problems that most people don't have because of your extreme super morbid obesity problem moment type deal.
You look so cute tonight, girl. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was gonna wear this yesterday, but like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a swollen girly right now, and oh my god, this toothpaste needs to go. Like, genuinely, I hate it. I'm done. Never brushing my teeth with a shirt again.
Two things. First, you're not swollen. No, you're super morbidly obese on the more extreme side. Second, I could believe you only brushed your teeth as you were about to go live because you didn't want to risk anyone thinking they were slightly yellowed. Have you considered, I don't know, having a sink near your mouth? Perhaps putting a small bowl underneath your chins, or wearing a bib? How about that?
But I rec you asked about Vyvanse. It's changed the game for me with binging. Also curious, are you seeing her talking to anyone? Give us the goods. Thank you, Lauren, for the super chat. Vyvanse, I have been told about that. Maybe I can look into it. I'm glad it's helped you, and I am not seeing or talking to anyone, but I am going to keep my boundaries of not talking about my love life. I'm so sorry.
That's code for, yes, she's completely single at the moment, because if she was seeing someone, she would be very different. Every time during Skanklin Reid's existence on the internet, when she's been talking to someone else, she has to tell you. Amber is a certifiable tryhard. She has to say things like that because it's one of the very few things she likes to flex on people. That she's got someone willing to make the ultimate sacrifice and touch her saggy no-no square and the shelf-shaped no-no rectangle.
Why are certain words not letting me send super chats? I'm trying to send my story and ask for advice, but it's not letting me. I do have a lot of words blocked, so I don't know. This is awful. I hope your new live stream era flops. I've only been a member for a week, but feel so disrespected and ignored by you on the stream. So disappointing.
Yes, I'm well aware things are blocked on your channel because I've tried to leave repeated comments querying the whereabouts of Rarity, and they have never gotten so much as a like, even if I'm one of the very first people leaving a comment on your video, because I'm hidden on your channel, Amber. Yes, I'm aware of that. You really are a fickle little bitch. There are only a couple words that are hidden on my channel or blocked, and they're just racial slurs, because I don't want that in my comments. That's fair, I think.
Steve, I've talked to you, what, 2 weeks now in a row? I'm sorry. Jill said, girl, I truly feel like GLP-1s are your answer. I was watching an Ozempic vlog from 2 years ago when you were so much less inflamed and losing pounds. Oh my god, Jill, thank you so much for the super chat. I think of myself of...
Shut up. Steve is right, though. If you look at the chat, you may have noticed then don't go public then. Steve is 100% correct. If you don't want comments in your live chats with words you don't want to see, Beck, no doubt, Destiny, what about Casey, maybe Erica as well, anyone you've been with, Tommy, Emily, I'm no doubt you're going to have those blocked. I would also assume, yes, I stumbled, I would assume Rarity is on there because of my previous experience. If you don't want these questions, queries about your career, your pathetic excuse for one, then you need to, well, not go live. Don't go public. Don't make content because, boy, you get thousands of comments per video and there's no way you're reading them because they're all negative. There are very few people willing to suck you off, suck up to you, and you know it. Actually, the former is more accurate, which is why you're single, because you're so notorious at this point.
I was on semaglutide. It was literally like 12 months ago.
Yes, for a third time, and you failed it after 5 weeks. We know the story. Let's move on.
I got down to 467 or something like that.
Yes, we also know this. You got all the way down to that weight by doing literally nothing, changing nothing, not making any, definable alterations to your lifestyle and activity, and then it stopped working because it turns out you were eating more than the semaglutide could help you with. We know your history, Amber. Don't try and revise it and tell us what you think happened. What we really know what happened is that you failed for the third time with a cheat code. Seriously, half-ton heifer, you cheated and you failed. You're like Dark Side filled with video games. You just suck at weight loss.
Amber, like nothing you do is FFA approved. You know, it's not FFA, it's FDA. But you know what's crazy? Like, I actually did some research and there are things that you wouldn't believe. There's like makeup isn't FDA approved. Your health should give you anxiety for real. And it does here and there, you know, sometimes more times than others.
Amber, for someone like yourself, and I love, by the way, most people are just calling you Amber and you're responding to the Amber part, not correcting them at all, which is hilarious. The majority of things that are FDA approved, for somebody with anxiety to so many things, this tickles me to no end. You threw shade at semaglutide, yet you used it twice and failed twice. You used Ozempic, even though it was very expensive, and you only stopped because you couldn't afford it anymore, and because it failed. Sorry, you failed, Ozempic didn't. You are one of the very few people who has failed all these things and makes excuses for it. People are giving you shade for not being FDA approved, and you're deflecting, but all these things aren't. Yet you use all these things. So I guess you aren't FDA approved, and also your weight would give me the most horrendous anxiety. My back would be in agony. I don't skip back day, but ooh, you turn my spine to dust.
Are you wanting to start the semaglutide again? Yeah, kind of.
Don't bother, Amber. The cheaper alternative, and the one that would be better for you, would involve you doing something you can't do, shelving your ego, you raging narcissist, and going to the sodding gym. I go 6 out of 7 days. 7 usually. I take Sundays off a bit more often these days. I don't want to, I just do, yeah. We all run out of steam eventually, and I seem to, on Sundays, go to the gym, put the effort in. There's a guy on Twitter right now I'm following, and I'll tell you what, he's an absolute inspiration. On Twitter he's called that dude Reid, with an underscore at the end. He started at 567.2 pounds. He is down currently to 503. Man weighs less than you and started his journey not that long ago. That's what happens when you put your back into something. The man could barely stand for a few minutes. Now he's actually shadow boxing on his feet. He's putting the time and effort in. He's working out. You are not. You are by definition a dosser. If you wore a belt and a choker at the same time, you'd look like sausages.
There wasn't a thing behind me. I don't really know. I know people are saying that there was someone here with a checkered shirt. I think you guys are probably referring to this. This is what I usually have you guys leaned up against, but I'm using my tripod today.
Not gonna lie, I'm more interested in the super chat about her doing more Let's Eat videos. It leans in more into the feeder side of YouTube that we all know she really wants to go back to. Part of me believes when it comes to that Amber wants to do it. But she wants to get down to a weight first so she can, let's say, earn the treat, as it were. But because she has no portion control or self-control, she won't be able to do it. At best, she'll pretend she's eating salad all day and drinking diet soda. As far as the checker thing goes, I couldn't give a crap.
Did you know a new trending name is Amberlynn? That is so pretty, and thank you for the super chat. No. Dee doo doo, Lee do dee do, start digging in your butt, twin. Okay, Sarah, thank you for the super chat. Hold on a second here. Sorry, I genuinely can't.
I'm still at a loss when it comes to creators who get as much support financially as Amber does, yet a lot of the super chats are ignored, or because even with slow mode, she just doesn't see it. I like the fact she engaged with some of the ones that threw her, enough for her to look at her phone and feign totally not trying to block them or work out how to, or adding more words to the block list. There are plenty of words, by the way, on her channel that are blocked. People too. Hi. You're a coward, Amber, by the way.
Where art thou, Romeo? I used to say that all the literal time. And it seems like it's asking, like, where is Romeo? But it's asking, like, why is Romeo Romeo? In Romeo and Juliet, it's like Juliet's in love with Romeo, and she's just like, why?
Just so you know, there's a page on YouTube, your analytics, and you can look at the age range of your audience. I don't know if you can find out if they're intellectually handicapped or not, but you don't need to dumb down what Romeo and Juliet's story is so that we can understand it. I promise you, the patronizing delivery of what, for example, I was taught in school doesn't change anything. We learnt William Shakespeare, okay? It's not even his best work.
Girl, what do they want for that? Feet pics? Wait, what? I would never send a feet pic. I hate feet pics.
If I ever feel sad about my legs, she'll kiss them.
Amber, you might not want to do the whole feet thing, but I've seen the cookie crumble video that says you'll do many things. There was also the allegation of you partaking in feeder content that was being sold via Emily. Do you remember that? And some of those dodgy angles and those, legs of yours that are allegedly in that content did look eerily familiar to your legs. Yes, it was all the hecticana.
I'm not a feet girly, I will say. Girl, when are you posting again? Soon. I think, I don't know. I've just been, like, so weird about filming. I've been in, like, such a good headspace and...
Amber, your views on lives are going down. Your super chats are quite low in monetary value as well. You do not have the savings to support you not making content, even if your previous form of content has been definitively non-tent. If you got better views, yes, you could in fact be a live stream girly, dear God. You could be that, yes, 100%. However, this kind of content will only go so far before the law of diminishing returns fully kicks in. Oh wait, it already has, so you might want to consider changing it up, or becoming as contentious as Rosie and Chantel, who kind of get more views than you do on a live setting, or in context, more live viewers, because Chantel doesn't have rewatchability. I have to add that because someone's going to be pedantic enough to correct me. Don't bother. Just don't be that guy. Don't be an asshole for 5 minutes. Cool.
Oh my god, I'm telling you, I'm never going on 100 milligrams of Dolat again. I am sticking to the 50 milligrams because that shit, like, changed my life. I think we missed a super chat or two, did we? Window! I was wondering where you were.
I'm assuming we're all noticing she's ignoring super chats that reference the kitten that featured in the last livestream-ish and is definitively in this livestream. She's building up basically to a release. I think she wants to make a certain amount of money before she actually gets to the announcement part, which would make some sense, but at the same time is also really stupid. Getting the cat is the biggest stupid thing she could do because she can't look after a dog and 2 cats. But she does need her trio of aminals. That way she can definitively ignore the fact that Rarity was lost because of her stupidity, selfishness, all of the above, yeah. Allegedly, of course, we need to insert that, because the last thing we need is a defamation lawsuit from Amber, which wouldn't work anyway, because she intentionally let the cat out. Oh wait, I said that without the allegedly part, didn't I? I wonder why.
Stop talking about your mental health if you're not actively doing anything about it. Taking a pill every day doesn't do anything. Oh, love, that is not true.
Actually, it is. You make a mockery of poor mental health by bragging about the pills you take. Oh, guys, Zoloft. I'm sorry, Zoloft has a reputation for a reason, not just because of the negative symptoms, but because many people who take it, who brag about it, aren't doing anything to improve their mental health. You have tucked your tail and walked away from making non-tent videos. Not because it's improving your mental health, but because it stops you getting more comments in the negative. It's why you're doing more live streams, because you can phone it in and make enough money to get by. I do content in the form of live streams as well, and I'm fully aware I do better from live streams than I do from videos. I'm still going to make videos though, because I enjoy it. I enjoy the interactions, I enjoy reading the comments. You just don't want to put the camera in front of you and make your non-tent videos because effort. It's not to improve your mental health in the slightest. You're just relying on Zoloft to bury the problem, much like you not making content. Although this is also non-tent, let's face it.
Is gonna make people think that like they shouldn't go get help medically. A pill can change your life. It absolutely, without a doubt, can. Gabrielle, I'm not purposely lying about anything, so. I'll be right back. Okay?
Yes, so Amber's basically done the I'll be back soon without a cue card, which would be the smarter move, because that involves effort, much like Chantal and Rosie. Why bother making an effort to use those kind of scenes that take a couple minutes to set up, when all she's gone to do is waddle her South Park walking ass, shelf butt, to go and get the cat that she has acquired as a direct replacement to Rarity. The internet is forever. I said it at the start, no one's ever going to forgive Amber if she replaces Rarity, which is what she's done. It can't be denied. Of course, I think everyone should have a pet, if you can afford to, and actually care enough. I also think that because of all the super chats Amber was getting, with people inquiring, as you saw, and not responding to, about the cat.
Oh my god, what is happening right now? Okay. I have a kitten. His name is Romeo.
The ungratefulness, by the way, is palpable. Amber has in fact waddled to go and get herself a cat, because Amber, she's not a hoarder per se, but she does need that familiarity around her in regularity. In this case, 2 cats, 1 dog. Do not be surprised, Amber, if the internet weaponizes itself again against you because of your neglectfulness that Emily has outed with one word in quotes, lost.
And I had to go find him. He was playing with Wasabi. There are a multitude of reasons why I like to have boundaries and keep things to myself.
Yes, the most obvious of which is that the internet is going to punish you for getting a pet after what you did to Rarity. You're going to try and act emotional, which is all fake, by the way. Although, it is worth noting, with the fact you present so many delusions as reality to yourself and think we're going to believe it when we never do, I could believe the emotions are genuine because you believe your lies so much they've become truth to you. In the same way Chantal never looks at herself in a mirror because she knows damn well if she did know there is a reflection, she's not a vampire, even if she does stream at night because of limited echotricky. Yes, I'm aware of that as well. No, it's because she also can't believe the reality of what she actually looks like. I'm going to add Rosie as well because some of her delusional takes are quite tickle-worthy as well. But do go off, Queen, and tell us why you like to keep things private, as a vlogger that has for 4.5 years presented no real discernible content and phoned it in magically for as long as you have.
Like, I feel like I have come to terms with like the fact that I lost Rarity, and it's like I have look how precious.
You came to terms with losing Rarity the moment you got back to Oklahoma in December. Don't try and act like it took you months to do it. We know this because the moment you got back to Oklahoma, you started laughing with your mum again. You were happy again. You can try and pretend it was an act, but actually it was very much real. We all know it was. Everyone saw it. You only waited this long because you thought this was how long it would take for the internet to accept that you have... No one believes that for a moment. All your vlogs in December of you pretending to go look for your cat were disingenuous. We know this.
Like, I have, like, hopes and, you know, that she'll be found and part of me. when I lost her. You would go play, baby. Okay, go play.
I see Romeo treats you the same way Julia treats Chantal. I now stand this cat. Although given the choice, I'd rather all your pets were taken from you. There are types of people in this world I'm annoyed when they have so much, right? There are people also who want certain things but can't have it because of medical reasons, like children, for example. Yeah? You've never shown off that maternal instinct, which I'm glad. You're one of the very first people I've ever felt like I'm just glad you can't have that. And it's harsh to say, but based on how you've treated a cat in the past, I wouldn't want someone like you to have more than what you currently have, because what you currently have is just a life of selfishness. You shouldn't have Romeo at all. Your tendencies towards selfishness, your narcissism, your neglect put you in this position where you believe you're somehow still a victim and real emotional type Lynn Deal moment. You're not. You're a selfish cowbag, and you don't deserve most of what you have in your life.
And I told myself I was never going to get another cat. And then my stepbrother had kittens and my mom was going to take one. And they were like, Amberlynn, like, we see how much you miss Rarity. This could, like, bring that, like, fun. And it was just more quiet.
Okay, so ignoring all her bullcrap, because that tickles, it's just pointless, it's white noise. You're better off reading her live chat. People, of course, pointing out the inconsistent attitude Amber has with regards to Rarity, inquiring about where Twinkie is. Because there's always that concern Twinkie is a lot older now. I'm no longer the type to feel any shred of humanity towards you, Amber. Why? Because you're a liar. You're a deceiver. You're a manipulator. You're a massive narcissist. You brag about the drugs you take to get through the day. And it is a brag. And all the drugs you want to take to lose weight, because why bother trying? Try and dress up what you are any way you like, with your own internalized filters, your selectiveness with what you think you present as information, your ungratefulness towards your chat, who throw a lot of money at you, by the way, and just those who do that, give it to me instead. I'll put it to good use with chocolate. At least you know where it's going then. But the reality is, you're a terrible human being. Cataloguing your tragedy of a life, while amusing, is also embarrassing. Mostly for you, because everyone else sees through your crap and you're still willing to keep trying with this pushing of bullcrap interpretive lifestyle, non-tent for short. So the month of August is one of the most messy months of her entire existence on YouTube, Amber that is. It's messy because of what Emily had said. It's messy because of Snowflake. It's messy because of Aunt Tammy. It's one of the reasons I started streaming more, because it got so messy I couldn't put it into video form. I did do 2 videos, but I feel like I'm going to have to get clips from streams to adequately convey what had actually happened, because Amber didn't make any videos during this month, to be honest. Certainly of note anyway. Because of that, this gets into the grey area of where Foodie Beauty resides. And unlike Foodie Beauty, where many clips are shared to the Twitters, Amber's were not. That's not to say the streams weren't funny, because there are aspects of her streaming that need to be called out. For example, Amber didn't thank her super chats much. She didn't know how to handle it. She did it exclusively in vertical mode, because that was recommended. After she did a few fails, she found out with the wider lens, that is, where her takeaway was seen, she found out from Quirky Love Rosie, vertical mode gets you promoted more and you are able to get greater viewership. So Amber took advantage of this to keep herself in a narrow field of vision. The issue with Tommy were some DMs, exchanges between her and Snowflake, who had gone on holiday after publishing. This put a very negative light on Amber and she freaked out. The stuff concerning Tammy, while many agree it should have been left offline, was brought online because Amber kept throwing her family, and continues to do so, under the bus. She always has to have the last laugh, last word, last say, last bleh. So Amber has essentially dug herself in so deep here that she is no longer able to find a way out of the hole she has created for herself. So August became her livestream era. Covering her streams tickled me to no end. It tickled me to no end to see her try and maintain the character while the character was being torn apart by Tammy and by Emily. Now Emily did go on to apologise. At the time of recording, late September 2025, there has been no further news developing on that side of things. When it comes to Tammy, Hunelle. It started because Tammy went on Oh Lordy, It's Geordie's channel.
I opened up to my sister and everything was good. Well, she tells Amber. Oh. And so, I actually told the man the night before this happened, ironically.
She actually needs to be quiet. Airing family tea that isn't hers is the air isn't cool. Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, she lives like 15 from me.
And so
15 minutes.
I finally tell this man, you know, I'm gonna have to tell my husband. You know, we're not barely even talking.
Like, this is weird, man.
At this point, I'm not living like a double life, but you know, I said I have to tell my husband.
I guarantee you he hates himself after this for having to entertain this. I hope so.
We were talking about if we wanted to make a feature together and all those things, you know. So we're in the process of that, and that very next day is when Amber tried to blackmail me, and she said things like,
Mary.
and it was to try to get my sister to come live with me again, because I would not let her back into my home. She said, I wonder what your husband would think if she knew you were doing what you were doing with the karaoke guy. And that's how...
Oh no, 22-year-old Amberlynn didn't like seeing her mom homeless, so she blackmailed and said, oh, I wonder what your husband would do. Isn't that what she's been doing this whole time? Like, what are you... I'm literally so confused. Holy fuck. I'm lost.
I knew she knew.
The very
Spooky. I thought they were married for financial reasons. I was lied to.
next day, she told her, and then she used it against
the
you.
very next day, she threatened because she knew.
I didn't tell
It
anyone.
was on her because, like I said, I had already told him the night before I was going to have to tell my husband. It was getting to that point. No, I did not expect it to be.
I love how I'm the bad guy in this. Someone is cheating on their actual husband, but I'm the bad guy because I was like, well, what would your husband do if he found out? But yet I'm the bad guy. It's not.
Rarity, I think that she would. I think she would.
Because you're a f***ing sick freak and you probably would. Look at your f***ing eyes, especially when you're in your car in the van and doing your stupid little vlogs that I have to watch through Yo-Yo Mama because I don't miss a single thing that he watches. And I have to see you in the sitting in some weird parking lot eating your food all the time because that's the only thing you know how to vlog because you don't do anything with your life but play World of Warcraft and pay attention to every fat girl on the internet, especially Amberlynn Reid, because you're obsessed with her. So yeah, that's what you would do because I can see it in your eyes, but I would never do it.
It is very hard.
Oh my god.
And ended with Tammy going on Amber's channel.
Just anything. OCD?
That was
DPD? BPOPD? I don't know. Put all the letters in there. I don't give a
BPD. See, this is where it's like you're supposed to be my aunt, and whether you're angry or
Yeah,
not,
I was supposed to be.
whether
Right,
you're
I'm not no more.
whether you're angry or not, like I don't understand like how it's so easy for you to mock mental illnesses that I have.
Amber, I have just as much labels, if not more, than you do. Documented, proved, treated, you name it. I would never make light. It takes a lot to get through these things, but it takes a lot of work that I put into it. You got me to this point because I've held on for so long, and every time I turn on the TV and I look into my niece, I see more and more and more, and it's disgusting.
I think that maybe something what you need to do is probably log off and stop watching my YouTube.
I've tried that before. Do I need to show those receipts too? Where I told you I need to quit watching your videos for my own mental health, and then the text comes, Auntie, are you watching my videos again? No. I really wish you had watched them. I'm sorry, Amber, I can't right now. I am not just another YouTuber. I am your aunt. I want to build a relationship with you, not through YouTube. I shouldn't find out about everything about your life through your YouTube channel. Until you can do that, I'm not watching no more. A couple weeks later, you come back. You watching my videos again?
And many a meme were found because of this. Amber obfuscated and deflected to try and make it seem like, guys, she was just disassociating. When really, she said she would talk to her real good, HECTIIIIIC. Reality, she cried her entire time through it and tried to obsess over details that were nowhere near as important as the core problem. Because Amber has not got the mental ability, capacity, intellect to think beyond the tunnel vision, the narrow mind she creates for herself. Because while it's okay for her to talk about her trauma that goes back all those years, Why does it matter about her aunt's trauma that goes back all those years as well? Let's not forget here, Amber also defended her aunt's ex who was domestically abusing her because her aunt was cheating. How dare she? Amber showed during these discussions, these interactions, that she doesn't care about anyone but herself and her perspective on life. By doing so, she dragged her mother and her nan into it. Now, of course, I'm not going to do that myself, and sides are now being picked. Not my place to care. What we are going to do is go through the first video I published where Emily had apologized, I believe, and then go to the video where Amber needs to put the spaghetti down.
Hello? Am I live right now? I genuinely do not know what's happening right now.
Nor do we. Hi everyone, welcome back. Last night we did a stream on Amber because we thought, she hadn't been live for a couple of days, maybe she'd catch a break. Turns out, no. She needs to find a way to maintain some relevancy during this debacle, undo the work that had already taken place on Snowflake's channel, and find a way to further alienate herself and poison the well. At this point, an intervention feels more appropriate. It's just a shame that there's no one in her life that could ever stage one that she'd willingly listen to. There are levels of stupidity. It's impressive, because I'm pretty sure she couldn't even get a 2.0 average.
My favorite part of this whole thing is Zachary and Michael making a video. Oh my god, I can't. He wants the money from it, but he it could have been an email is what I'm trying to say.
Amber, the video is the best way of getting the message out there, so you would bloody listen. Not surprised you go to your haters and go and check out what they say after you're streaming. You say you don't pay attention, but I think you're as bad as Chantal. I think you're like a hawk. I think you watch them far too much. And to be honest, Zachary Michael should have made the video. I know they walked away from all this kind of content, but this is prime real estate within this community. You know this. Everyone within this area is talking about it. It's either you or Chantal being in Qatar. We'll stream on that tomorrow, but don't worry guys, we've got this covered, bros.
Could have been an email. It could have been a community post. It could have been nothing. It could have been just staying silent.
If it was an email, you would have ignored it. Community tab, you would have ignored it. Could have been nothing. Well, that seems appropriate for you. Appropriate, my apologies, because you don't want the interaction from anyone or anyone telling you how fundamentally toxic and stupid you are. You and Emily are as bad as each other. We can all agree on that. Emily exposed Pocahontas, exposed all of your absolutely abhorrent behaviour that has already been confirmed by Beck and Destiny and Casey. I don't know if Crystal was involved too, but I know they have. You didn't like that, and then you tried to barter by saying, well, I'll admit I was bad if you admit you were as bad as me or worse than me. Oh, but it's love, guys. It's love. No, it's not. You suffer with megalomania, you just refuse to get diagnosed with it, and it's incredibly hard to diagnose MPD, unlike you just fobbing off BPD with no proof that you have BPD. You think your manic episodes are something. As I said last night, your manic episodes are akin to the Numa Numa guy, standing up for the first time.
I don't know what's going on. I can't find the fucking... Oh, I can't change it to just members. It's not popping up on my thing.
Refresh the crusty page. Sorry, refresh the page on your crusty laptop.
Hi. Oh, dear, my father, this is gonna be brutal. Liarlyn. Everyone, hashtag Liarlyn.
Pocahontas Lyalyn Reid, as your full name should be thusly going forward, and you really should put that on merch. It would be actually quite funny, let's face it. Literally the most hecticana thing you've done all year is the most appropriate descriptor also for you because you have never told the truth. You can't. You've dug the hole so deep, like Chantal, there's no visibility of light anymore. The low bar is as low as it goes. It turns out it can't be resurrected. So what do you have to do instead? Smuggling has to take place to try and insert the sarcasm. It's a desperate ploy from an inferior mind. With the video on the screen, she's singing about Liarlyn and Pocahontas. thinking it makes her quirky and quaint. Really, it shows a level of cope. She has no witty retort. It's like Cleopatra for Chantal. There's just no way she can come back with a witty reply. But she will keep on presenting this to delay, prolong, give the stream some length. Although of the streams she's done recently, this one's only half an hour long. She really doesn't do much. Story of her life, really.
I think I was meant to be in the public eye. My mom thinks the same thing. So when I was at my grandma's the other day, I saw a picture of when she was like young, like in her 20s or something. Georgina. And my mom also was like literally a model. It was like the craziest thing.
No one cares, Amber. Anecdotes about your mother are irrelevant because they're anecdotes about your mother. You know, the same person you've repeatedly thrown under the bus in your content while talking about your own childhood trauma. You're very selective when you choose to be nice about your mum. I do agree you were always destined to be in the public eye. It's just a shame that, from what we learned last night, according to you, 85% of your own audience keep telling you to walk away from what you're walking back into, or waddle, South Park, jump about, whatever it is you do to move from A to B without a crane. There is a theory going around that you and Emily are going to get back together. That is the theory from this because you two start talking again. I'm going to say this now to both of you. Don't. You, Amber, were rebound sex at best. Emily is you are both toxic. You're toxic because you're abusive, neglectful, harmful. You've never done anything to improve yourself, and you proved it with 4 streams where you milked it like there's no tomorrow to make money out of it, and when you were proven to be a liar, you doubled down, and then started blocking words and people. Do not get back together, because if you do, you will lose more of your audience. You can't afford that. Even with all the super chats you've gotten recently, you can't afford it.
And I was like, damn, I was meant to be like really pretty too, but like then I was like fat or whatever. And then you know how they do it. They're like, oh, but you are beautiful. Oh, okay, but thanks.
While I agree the term beauty is in fact subjective, there are limitations. You, the half-ton heifer Pocahontas Lylin Reid, are not beautiful on the inside or the outside.
Oh yeah. So, oh damn, narcissistic.
The reason she's doing all the singing is because she's getting a lot of super chats of people giving her the same comments. The same applies for the comments anyway, because she tried to make it members only on purpose. People are outright calling her all the things that she is, and she really can't accept. She thinks, based on last night's stream, go watch it if you haven't already, that because of what she read on the internet, she has BPD, even though when she read NPD, every marker for it was actually more applicable to her than BPD. But guys, trust me guys, a doctor said it, so it must be true. I've got no proof of that, but guys, trust me.
I just drew a blank. Denial in. Yeah. I don't care anymore. But after I get off this live stream, you know damn well I'm gonna be crying.
No one cares. Seriously, no one cares if you cry on stream or off stream. See, truth regularly hurts. Denial Lynn, liar Lynn, narcissist Lynn, excuses Lynn, Pocahontas, all of it, don't care. Sticks and stones, am I right, folks? For you, though, it's because the truth of those words carries more weight because the lies you try and exude and present are built on foundations that are on stilts on the side of a cliff. We've warned you repeatedly about it. You think it's a lie. It's a myth, a joke. Turns out, it's real. I'm hoping one person vaguely knew where I was referencing that from. We'll see in the comments.
What is a booty biscuit?
How can you be this, naive? I'm glad you're not screen sharing while bothering to look that up. Although, I'll be honest, I'm surprised you don't know what it is. In Urban Dictionary, it is making up with a female while massaging both of her butt cheeks as if kneading dough, thinking like making biscuits a cat does. Yeah. But booty biscuits instead.
Eric and Ricky came to visit me, right? One time. And that was when I was like with Erica, kind of like I was loyal to Erica. Oh my god, but the hottest girl hit on me at the gay club.
Don't care. Actually, scratch that. I'm intrigued that Eric and Ricky came to see you after what you did to Eric's possessions. The getting hit on part, much like everything else you say, lie, please. You get hit on apparently more by men than you do women.
Whoa, I just had someone text me that I haven't heard from in so long. Oh my god. That is so funny.
At no point does she divulge whatever that was. But she has to share it because intrusive thoughts. And yes, the earphone thing is back in. Part of me thinks it's because she's on a phone call at the same time. I consider it unprofessional to have an earphone in while you're on camera talking to your audience. Vaguely talking to your audience. Doing the entitled thing of ignoring the vast amount of support you're getting because you're such a skank and so ungrateful you can't be arsed. I mentioned I streamed last night a few times already. Whenever I get super chats or donations over coffee, I will say thank you to everyone. It's important to. It's the right thing to do. You're not so big that you can't say thank you, no matter how big or small the donation. You engaged more with them, by the way, when you were busy crying and, well, claiming you were raging. Actually, you're having a hissy fit because you're a half-ton heffing bitch tit.
Okay. Pocahontas. Oh. Imagine. No, I'm not gonna talk shit. Never mind. Never mind. I should have done my makeup.
This is the level of professionalism, folks. Now, I want to put out here a theory. I think Amber is going to milk this for a little bit longer, and then I think against everyone's better judgment, hers mostly because she doesn't listen to anyone, including her own family, I think she's going to go back to Wisconsin for another visit. And when it goes wrong a second time, her mother is going to have to pick her up. I also think she'll take the pets again. And by the way, many had wondered who goes to Wisconsin from Oklahoma for a short visit, takes their pets with them, stays for 3 months, comes back. No one does, because a short visit isn't a quarter of the year. This tells me you outstayed your welcome, hence why the majority of what Emily said to Snowflake was correct. But I think you're gearing up to go back there, which is why you're taking advantage of the streams, because the streams are making you bang. And you are, at this point, so smug because something has gone in your favour, you are genuinely trying to milk this like there's no tomorrow, which is why you're being so rude to your chat.
Pocahontas. Oh my god, I'm gonna wear my hair like, okay, yeah. I know what I'm gonna do. My next live stream. I know exactly what I'm gonna do.
Amber, I think we on the internet all know what you're going to do in your next live stream. You're going to sit in the same spot, wearing virtually the same clothing, pressing your tits against the desk on purpose. Yes, we noticed. You're going to milk your audience and your haters for more and more money, and you're going to keep doing this going forward, as I said you would earlier in the year, because live streaming would benefit you massively monetarily, and you are then going to continue down this path of trolling yourself into the earliest possible grave. And just to prove a point, because I feel like this 30+ minute stream will be bumped otherwise, I'm going to skip to the part where you talk about Emily. And mercifully it was tweeted out with a clip of the chat scrolling while you were talking. Observe the chat, because boy oh boy, they are not on your side, Amber. They are desperately trying to get you to understand this is bad, and you need to actually look after yourself for a change.
After my last live stream, me and Emily talked, and like she cried and apologized and like said how sorry she was and how I'm the only person who knows the real her.
Try not to throw up too much here, guys. First of all, I could believe Emily said all those things, but I can also believe that only Emily said those things. The one thing Amber has never done, even after being exposed with irrefutable evidence of her wrongdoing, is say sorry on camera meaningfully. She looks you dead and says, vaguely apologize, but it's the deadest expression I've ever seen. If I took your sincerity in one hand and a bag of dog shit in the other, I'd have 2 handfuls of dog shit. You're welcome.
And how she doesn't want to lose me. Like, it was so vulnerable, so sweet, so real, so deep, and I felt connected to her for the first time in genuinely forever. Just for like...
Amber, she, Emily, is a feeder. You, Amber, are a terrible liar, delusional Pocahontas. Lynn Reid. A bit hectic. While I don't think you're made for each other, if you go back knowing you're going to get even more stick. While live streaming it may well be monetarily beneficial, but I could see this becoming Shrimpgate all over again. You need to start listening to people when they give you advice. You may think they're just haters, but there's a reason Zachary Michael made it in video form, and it wasn't just because, oh boy, them ads are good, and by the way, Yes, I have been informed about the ad situation on my own streams. I have it set to conservative, and I have now set it to remove mid-roll ads entirely. Fingers crossed you guys don't put up with that going forward. I'll make sure future streams are like that. The same can't be said for Amber.
I'm just so exhausted. It's so back and forth, and I feel like I'm going crazy. I just don't even know what to do anymore.
Well, the internet has exhausted itself in telling you what you should do because you won't listen. Therapists do the same and you still don't listen. Your mum's told you and you didn't listen to her either. Your mum kept telling you about the relationship issue and not going back. She'll support you because she's your mother, but ultimately your poor decisions, it's all on you. Your ignorance, your pride, they're going to undo you, and they will keep doing so. I expect within the next year you to be a full-time streamer because it makes more money, and for you to have devolved completely. I will not let this rumour spin its own narrative. It is resoundingly downvoted and is 3 minutes long. Who goes live for 3 minutes? Amber? She's developed a bit of a reputation during this lucrative livestream era, where she doesn't really end streams properly, she rage quits them. In fact, the vast majority of her live streams have involved her rage quitting or trying to get the last word in on her own show, where she should be able to, if she can string a thought together, to then rage quit. Because right near the start of her stream, she gets mostly support. And then the haters turn up and give her what for. I find this to be quite amusing personally, but I understand why it's happening. You see, her aunt yet again went on Geordie's channel. Whether you support or don't support the aunt, I'm not interested really. I just like watching the chaos unfold, because the chaos is, quite frankly, scrumptious. Again, if you hear balking, I'm not sorry. They're having fun and I'm okay with it. So let's dive right in and see what's caused this narrative and rumour spin that needed a 3-minute live stream. I'm going to re-ask the obvious question here. Who goes live for 3.5 minutes and doesn't even start the stream with any kind of conversation? Just an FYI, this goes on for over a minute. Silence for a minute of a 3.5 minute stream. This should have been, at best, a TikTok, an Instagram reel, hell, a YouTube short if you can get the length on it. A live stream seems redundant. It really does. Especially when you, the live stream era lucrative queen, the dainty one no less, with the dainty bush and the PTSD, which doesn't stand for post-traumatic, it stands for put the spaghetti down, could collect your sources, all the information, structure a show in fact, have an intro play so your audience can turn up. Once the audience has turned up, say hello to everyone, talk to your audience for a bit, and then, you know, I'm telling people how to do a live show and they do better than I do, and I put effort in. I don't know why I bother these days. Here's some more dead air though, because I want to milk it. The fact she's willing to commit to this for as long as she is in silence, as if she's building up her audience to all turn up, many of whom actually do arrive in her chat and say, "Oh God, what now?" Because people are confused as to why she would stream so late or so early in the morning. Then again, it makes some sense, and she doesn't wake up usually until 3 PM. What with her aunt going on Geordie's, which we earlier mentioned, the fact that yet again rumours are going around concerning Casey, Amber is in a bit of an odd position. Now, going live, the live stream era as it were, she doesn't handle pressure so well. It's not in her nature to be able to handle that upfront, tackling issues or trying to work out which lie to use, because she knows she'll be highlighted when it's contradicted within moments. I'm going to skip to the part where she starts talking, but do understand it's 1:20 before she actually says anything.
So, I want to make something extremely clear to everyone out there. I have been
Super morbidly obese for the majority of your life, lied to your audience on a regular basis, swindled them not like Chantal but close to on a regular basis, betrayed your members at every opportunity, lied about every relationship you've ever been in. You don't live on a 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor flat, but you live in a somewhat assisted living type moment deal on a ground floor, because disabilities, yo. Your aunt was right about everything. You're greedy, you don't have PTSD, you don't have BPD, you have MPD, although megalomania sounds much more interesting, and all the issues you brought upon yourself are your fault, yet you'll gaslight your audience into thinking they did it. Oh wait, I jumped the gun. Sorry, guys.
I have been fingered sexually by 4 people in my life. Destiny, Becky, Feline, and Emily.
I don't know why we had to be told that, but I know that many had speculated who's on top, who's underneath, who's the receiver, who's the giver for a while, and I'm not one of those people, so may I just say on behalf of the majority of the people on the internet, ew. I don't need to know what hand has been near you in that region of your body, or if the person was successful in finding it considering all the folds involved. The fact you've even started a live stream and opened with that level of conversation tells me you've yet again proven my point that you obsessively watch your haters, religiously consume from the haters, and take their speculation on board because you're starting to get really bothered by the fact they're prying into your sex life.
I was never touched in that way by Casey. I want to make that very clear.
Over on Twitter, and correctly pointed out by Sinatra, Amberlynn Reid went live for 2 minutes to say Casey never even touched her after saying like a week ago that he graped her. After saying she used the wrong word, after saying he graped her, which lie is it today? This is 100% correct. You spun a narrative only a few streams ago. We covered it on this channel. So which lie is it, Amber?
So people wanting to talk about the phobic this, phobic that ain't me. And that'll never be me. That is one title you will never put on my name.
I don't think you understand how the internet works. The internet can put whatever it wants onto you, and for as long as you try and deny them their right to speak freely, and assert, to postulate, theorize, it will always be a thing. Amber, you are many disgusting things. Phobic is definitely on that list somewhere. I just haven't decided which ones I want to use on you. Mostly for the bants. I'm gonna go with, for certain, you're a washclothophile. Yeah, how's that? Are you feeling particularly washclothophilic today? If I took all the silence from your live stream with all the pauses in between, even when you're talking, it would make up just over 50%. I counted it. You're welcome.
If I can't make a joke, neither can you.
The big difference between what you consider a joke to be is that no one can tell when you're making the joke because nothing in your face changes to imply any level of joy. It's not a joke if you're the only person that finds it funny. It's not a joke if only you knew it was a joke. As Sinatra pointed out, it wasn't that long ago that you said Casey had graped you. I remember covering that in my Content Constables, and you refused to engage with it back then. You refused. But it is the one time where you're willing to commit and truly say, over and over again, nah, I didn't do it, guys.
Literally, like, people want to genuinely twist everything into something that it's not.
You make it very difficult for people not to do what you claim is twisting it, especially when a lot of your past has been brought to the present by family, for reasons I don't care about, by ex-girlfriends, for reasons I mostly do care about, because it painted one hell of a picture. It was easier to infer with the evidence aligning and creating a picture you don't want us to see, like the cookie crumble video. Skanklin Reid strikes again, guys. Except this is now Denial Lynn during the livestream lucrative livestream era. Well, we'll get to that in a moment.
And it's getting very like, it's just getting exhausting at this point.
Well, you know what might help, Amber? As a piece of advice from creator to creator, one dying channel to another. Yes, I know. If you start telling the truth from the offset, you have a better chance of rebuilding your reputation that has been in the mud for close to a decade. Being honest with yourself is one thing, but being honest to over 200,000 people that are subscribed to your channel would be great for your mental health. The land of delusion you continue to live within will only lead you to, additionally, further promote your life to an early grave. I don't want that for you, I want you to be better. But since your lies have been exposed far too often, you're unwilling to admit any of it, you're only going to continue to rush yourself.
People are trying so hard to paint me as someone that I'm not.
I can promise you, hand on one of my hearts, no one is trying to paint you as honest, truthful, decent, good human. So thankfully, you don't have to worry about that, because the only paintbrush we're using is the one that says liar. It's quite a thick brush.
And I just needed to make it very clear, okay? Let me say it one more time for the people in the back who didn't hear me the first time. It has only been by 4 people. Destiny, Beck, Feline, and Emily, okay? That is it.
You went live for 3.5 minutes to tell us whose hands have found the correct fold, who have found the party central, who have gone to town on you with their hand. Right. You know that thing where you invariably end up rage quitting things because oversharing is triggering for you? It's why you quit every weight loss journey, every diet, every cycle is renewed after you rage quit something because you've shed too much, right? And it's too problematic for your PTSD. Yes, put the spaghetti down. When it was CPTSD, it was child, put the spaghetti down. This is one of those times where it seems to be applicable. Perhaps you should consider doing it because we're all triggered now. Jazz hands, everyone. Jazz hands.
That is it. I was 24 when it happened for the first time. And that was with Destiny. Okay?
I'm a little curious with how things are playing out right now. How compromised are you that you go live for 3.5 minutes to tell us you've been touched by hand, hands of which need to be removed from this mortal coil, only the hands just to be clear, to save them from further infection and or embarrassment. Second hand, undoubtedly, pun intended. To brag about this with 4 people, congratulations by the way, to dispel rumours, because the internet, yet you didn't go live and address anything else really, because you were above it. But when it came to intimacy, oh boy did you have to, and you've already in this stream contradicted previous streams, because you poisoned the well for yourself.
That is why when people always ask me, who took your V card? I always say Destiny. Because we kind of made a joke about it. For lesbians, it's kind of hard to say. Like, when does that actually happen? I think intercourse. And the first time was when I was 24.
This feels like the territory of Chris Chan and the prostitute. It really does. It's a weird flex. It's an odd comment. And I'm pretty sure it's been contradicted multiple times in the past. But you know what? Rewrite your history how you choose to, boo. We're here just to enjoy it because it tickles us to no end. I have often said I believed you'd go full-time live streamer if it was lucrative, and it has been lucrative. I don't think your run as a live stream will be long though, because while lucrative, you can't keep the facade up for long enough, which is why you rely on really crap non-tent, what I eat in a day videos, the, what do they call those, the Lin to view, is that it? Yeah. I'd rather dip my balls in a beaker of acid, and I don't mean hydrochloric, I mean literal acid, so I can trip balls for a change.
So let's just make that very clear, all right? So that is all I wanted to say. Fiona, thank you for the super chat. Love you. Bye, guys.
Anyone want to place money as a bet that the only reason she did this was because she was waiting for a DoorDash to arrive and didn't have anything else to do because she has no actual hobbies or social life? Now, not long after this, Amber went live again, this time for 21 minutes. It was just over an hour ago when the live stream went up, yeah, titled I'm Leaving. About 1 minute 20 into the stream, she does the very thing I had alluded to while recording. She quit social media for a while because it's getting a bit too hecticana for her, right? Too triggering, too problematic, and I'll play a clip of that right now.
So I'm just waiting for more people to come in here. I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm going to be taking a break from social media, and I know I usually don't give you guys that like update type deal, and I was like debating back and forth, like, do I say something, do I not? And people get upset when I don't say something, and there's always like rumors that I'm not allowed to post on YouTube for 2 weeks because I got striked or whatever. Like, that's never happened. It's never happened. Anytime I've disappeared is my choosing. But this stuff with my aunt, like, is so crazy.
It's interesting that you went on live, you raged about your aunt multiple times. The fact she brought more to the table, more receipts, more arguments, more insults. I know they're petty. The aunt should know better. As a viewer, I don't care what you say or how you say it. I care you've got proof. Amber, though, is always of the opinion, I can't speak my truth, guys. My truth. Prove your truth, and there may be some merit to it. Prove your BPD diagnosis first.
So yeah, just this, like, whole thing with my aunt, like, is insane. Insane. It's like, she can speak her truth, but then the minute I speak mine, she's like, see you in court. And I'm like, I'm unwell. I'm unwell. I'm genuinely unwell.
No one cares if you're unwell, because as you're getting older, you are monetizing and taking advantage of the fact you keep having to go to hospital or to the vets. For yourself, just to be clear. No one cares because you take advantage of your own health to monetize and dramatize, to milk for that revenue. The issue is the accusations your aunt levied at you, your mother, and your grandmother. You couldn't debunk a single one of them. You just latch onto my truth. Oh, and when that doesn't work, guys, I'm not well. Wah. So yes, Amber's livestream era has come to an abrupt end at time of recording, but it's equally possible she'll be back at the start of next month, because the month is basically over, for her anyway. There's no more money to be made in this month, for her, and boy has she made a lot. Now, she had correctly pointed out, when it comes to Super Chats, when it comes to ad rev, she has to pay 30% from Super Chats to YouTube, and then 30% additionally to the tax man. State tax and all that kind of stuff is a different issue, but I don't believe it's as much of a problem. Either way, she gets about 40%. Now, I worked out based on her views, and what I know CPM is at the moment, she has made at least $10,000 this month after tax. Amber, if you want to try and debunk that, go right ahead. You know I'm right, because I know how much I've made this month, and from your viewership alone, it's at least 10,000, potentially 15 to 17,000. It's been a good one. Enough for you to take a lengthier break, if that's the kind of girl you want to pretend to be. Amber ends this month by essentially quitting. Now, there's a valid reason for it for her. By the end of the livestream era, she wasn't getting many donations anymore. Memberships, new ones anyway, were drying up as well. From ads alone, there's no doubt in my mind she made minimum $10,000 after tax. That's including donations after YouTube take their cut and after tax. The ads on the streams, though, well, because there's so many of them, and I remember this quite clearly because I got quite cross about it, and no, I won't get YouTube Premium, they were quite a lot. And so she was undoubtedly making bank from that, but that alone is not enough for her. But a definitive $10,000 plus for that month would be a guarantee. Back to the golden age, I guess, for her, where she can now take a month off and recalibrate, because September is a very barren month. In fact, there's like one video near the end, and that's it. She really did nothing. Yeah. Well, this end of year review is about to get very short, isn't it now? With regards to her debates and discussions with Tammy, there's another detail to add. Tammy did put more information out there and threatened to lawsuit Amber. Amber, stop. Lynn, stop. Reid. Turns out her name is not Amberlynn. Who would have believed it? Like we didn't all know that already, Amber. Very little was heard from Amber's mother. Of course not. She has her own life. Tammy did rethink the lawsuit. Yeah. Whether or not there's any justification for it or not, I'm not interested really. See how it plays out. If it does go further, of course. Amber played a very good hand this month by laying herself bare and allowing a lot to consume her. But her streaming schedule was undone. Her memberships were null and void essentially. Many requesting they be boycotting. That others, boycott her. The month was a cluster F, and she was right in the middle in a light she never wanted to be seen in. That light made her look like an absolute brain-dead fool. For somebody that champions themselves as an empath, it's remarkable how little she could empathize with other people and their struggles. Amber, when it came down to spending time with her mum now, does on a Saturday only, because she's too hecticana to spend any time any other time of the week. Why bother, right? Amber was seen out in public after all during the month, where she spent the entire time on her phone, which was quite amusing to see, to be honest. Amber, in the centre of all these problems, also showcased where she is weakest. Her aunt went through a lot, and Amber could not empathise an iota with it because all that mattered to Amber were the past 2 years. Yet when it came to Amber's trauma, Amber's experiences, Amber was all about it. Everyone has to give in to her on that, showing that she only cares about herself. She likes to hide behind BPD and other ailments. I don't believe she has BPD, and I don't believe many believe she has either. Show us your medical thing and we'll believe you then. I think she's a narcissist. I think she has megalomania, which is now called MPD. And obesity, yes I know, the quaint joke from the Nikocado era. Overall, this month is both a good and bad thing for Amber. Had she continued, it would likely have harmed her channel and her brand. Her version of a brand, though, now does not exist. She can try and do the "hey guys, welcome back to another video," and then the crappy intro, and then sit and all you see is her shoulders and her head the entire time while she does nothing, lying to us about what she eats, when we know really what she eats is 3 to 4 DoorDashes a day worth of food. Ultimately, while I can't show too much of it, and I wish I could because it was all stream based, it was a good month for her because it's one of the few times a creator can earn enough to disappear for a while. But since she's reappeared in the end of September and has shown no signs of weight loss or change, and is continuing to try to troll, yeah, we'll get to that in September, it'll be a short one, you can make the argument, quite successfully so, that she did not learn her lessons from her aunt or from Emily, although many do believe she and Emily are back together. I could believe that's true, by the way. Amber needs a caretaker, and we need to save the washcloths. All of them. So Amberlynn Reid, or Amber's September, is a remarkably quiet one. Keeping in with her promise to not do much or upload anything, she basically disappeared. Up until the final week of the month, where she started uploading shorts, which are also Instagram Reels, and shit talks. We covered these in video form because I believed she was just doing a quaint version of ASMR. That is where we're going to go, because this is going to be a short video regardless. She's kinda back. All she had to do was wait another, well, at time of recording, 5 days. And she would have made September clean and clear and, well, she could have been fresh, right? But no, Amber is back. I saw this via Shenanigans, because she's awesome. And then I found a 2.5-minute clip of, well, Amber working from home, apparently. And I thought we'd go through that, because top tier, bestest, amazeballs, legitness content. I also couldn't find anything to talk about. Sorry about that. Before we do that though, of course, I am streaming here later tonight, and on Rumble. We're trying to get into that creator program over there. Additional support means the world. Thank you very much. I'll link it in the pinned comment in case you don't follow us there already. Not gonna lie, this is the most exciting thing I've seen from you in ages. For once, you're actually doing something, allegedly. Many speculating you're just writing Tommy over and over again with a keyboard that's not plugged in, which can be easily addressed. It could well be a Bluetooth keyboard. Who knows? I'm open to suggestions. It's equally possible, because Amber states in the image they're working home from 2 PM till 9 PM, that she's talking out of her arse, texting out of her arse anyway, because the light doesn't change at all in the video. From 2 PM to 9 PM, that is. It's interesting to note, additionally, that what we're seeing from Amber here, working from home that is, she hasn't lost any weight. She's not done anything to improve her situation or her health, more notably her health. So this content is entirely a phone-in. Why is it a phone-in? Because Amber has nothing else to offer. She has been well and truly rumbled in every aspect of her personal life, and all she has to offer is cracked glass, because the facade is over. What can she possibly do now? Apparently this. I'm curious what she was writing them. Oh, that's what this is. It's not some grand return to YouTube, it's ASMR, isn't it? The clicky clack of the keyboard, the tappy tap, the bottle ding, Stanley cup, is that Stanley mug? Whatever it's called. Stanley knife, I don't know. And then the crappy frap. Yeah, it's all ASMR, hence why I heard the noises. Yes, I'm paying attention. Okay, if you're moving into the ASMR area of the internet, you could just make an ASMR channel. That might invigorate you a little to be a bit more creative and less Amber for a change. Because Amber is a train wreck, and we know what that sound is. It's you crying after you talk to her real good. Okay, why have you switched to another keyboard? This has to be ASMR then. There's no reasonable reason, yeah, for someone to have two separate, quote, Bluetooth, I'm going to guess that part, so I'm ending the quote there. Air quote? Is it even an air quote? Yeah, keyboards. It makes no sense. The bigger one, you could argue for gaming perhaps, because then everyone knows you're aggressively typing, right? No, this is definitely a sensory thing. Am I supposed to close my eyes and enjoy this from distance? Is it meant to help me go to sleep? The reassuring sound of some super morbidly obese half-ton heifer thumping away on a keyboard she's never used before, and only bought with the AdSense she recently received as a means to make it seem like, guys, she's become professional in, or Amber, the professional. Uber professional live streamer and even more professional weight loss expert. Is that what you do now? Maybe you offer weight loss advice for those, because that 89 lbs, guys. Let's go retro. You're not typing anything. How many times did you hit the spacebar and not type anything? That's Oh, I'm so sorry. For anyone that might have enjoyed that ASMR, but I'm going to burst the bubble. She wasn't typing anything. As someone that types really quickly, naturally quite quickly, I still use both my hands, yes, okay, fine. No, you're not typing anything. You're missing 2/3 of the keyboard while you're using it. If this is meant to be some triumphant return, is this meant to be you setting up your new arc, your new planner perhaps? Maybe you're doing that. Or is, as many are speculating, is this you now transitioning away from YouTube to have a work from home job like your hero, Quirky Love Rosie? Which I could believe, by the way. I do think it's the right idea for every person, every creator to have a job away from the internet, because you always risk becoming a bit of a, well, lolcow. Amber became one because she was always online-ish. The You Now streams of legend were my favourite, seriously. The amount of comments she ignored was hilarious. While I fully intend to abuse this video till the end, to stretch the video out unnecessarily, I am now fully convinced this is an ASMR video. Amber had said in her last stream that she didn't know when she'd be coming back, but it wouldn't be to October. Now my belief was she would do that and use September as an opportunity to record lots of content, because that's what she does. She backlogs things and then tries to present it as if it's more current. So in October, she'll start showing things that she recorded in September that were spoopy related, because yes, the season of spoop is upon us. Beetle Moist is coming out. Not of the closet, just to be clear, don't try me. We're far too asexual Amish eunuch for that, yes. Now, in her case, I do fully believe that's what's going to happen. I don't know whether she'll come back to live streaming, although I do think because of how lucrative it was initially, she'd be tempted if a drama kicked off again. But towards the end of the month, minus the views for it, she wasn't getting many donations anymore. She bled it dry enough that she didn't have to work September. We would all be so lucky to have that kind of time off, but we're not. So what has Amber been doing for the month? Applying for work doesn't seem to fit the bill too much, and while she is one of the most well-known lolcows, no one cares enough about her personal life to go and dig into it, because that means going to the sooner state, and I'd rather sooner leave. I'm not going to poke too much at her eating these crunchy crunch foods because sensory. I'm going to poke though at the part where we're supposed to believe that this is what she really eats. It was like Chantal until she got busted with the bonus sandwich, okay? We all know, away from this, you eat remarkably unhealthy. You're borderline agoraphobic these days, and that's not to denigrate those who are it, by the way. It's just the way Amber chooses to live because she refuses to accept reality on its terms, much like Chantal in fact. I don't believe the, I assume, cottage cheese, carrots and peppers are all you're eating, but I know you have got your thing for the crunchy crunch and the baby cheese shite, and yes, it is that, by the way. You ever heard that stuff when it plops? Yeah, it sounds like something going into a toilet. Would I be right to assume, by the way, on that note, Amber, that you get regular bathroom breaks that you would need because there's no way you're okay otherwise? Or do you just sit in nappies these days because, well, you need a carer to wipe you, so, yeah. So while she's busy faking work for this ASMR content, what do we think she's watching in the background with her ear in? The earplug thing. Yeah, that in. Because I could believe she's watching some TV shows and not working at all. I don't believe it's a lunch break either, don't try me. The lighting hasn't changed once yet. This is recorded within a 10-minute space. A bunch of clips put together to make it seem like you're getting the right shots. And we know that because of all the jump cuts. Those come from seeking the right shot. All you need now are the father and son duo who do those happy food things. Bit obsessive and pathetic at the same time. I'm assuming we've all got the gist now. With her constantly looking at the camera as well, it confirms my theory that this is entirely an ASMR bullcrap video. All the clinky noises, clickety-clack, tappy-taps, and the slurpy noises, the gulping noises that we've heard. Yeah, it's ASMR. Whether she's coming back to YouTube or not, I have no idea. But her not talking would be an indicator that she is considering this as an alternative venture for creativity, which she's been trying to do for years in her content anyway. She's been very open about that. But whether Amber has the creativity to do such a thing, I don't know. Fully, that is, like the TikTok streamers who do TikTok battles in ASMR form, which, by the way, is some of the creepiest, weirdest, yet oddly addictive stuff I've ever seen in my life. I don't want to imagine this lolcow involved in that as well, but it's now all in your heads. It's not Rule 34 yet, although we know that already exists. I'm additionally also going to suppose we've all realised, with all the money she made in August, her working from home is also a load of bollocks as a job. She can try and deflect this, but I'll state it again in video form. You made over 10,000 during that month. Definitively you did. Not the super chats, because you've even said yourself, and I agree with you, with YouTube's cut and taxes you got about 40% of about 10 grand. That's 4 grand. I'm going to include all the memberships you got. I'm going to include all the ads you got from the views, which were astronomical. You made bank. And based on your cost of living, food being the largest part of that, and your unwillingness to do right by yourself, you made enough to take a month off. There's no chance this is real, and it's entirely a fabrication. Bluetooth keyboards, I could believe one of them is. The smaller one. The bigger one, I'm not so convinced. But you trying to make it seem like you've gone professional is tickle-worthy. Yes. You were as much a professional, working from home moment type deal situation as Chantel is a Muslim. In my head, all I'm hearing while I'm seeing her eat is dum 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 dum. I should have just got my bass and done that. Oh my god, you're such a healthy queen. Go off, slay, yay. Seriously, you can promote all this healthy food, working from home stuff all you like. You're nearly 600 pounds. Nothing about you is healthy, okay? You don't go to the gym, you don't walk much. Your exercise, arguably the most you ever do, is the clickety-clack while messaging Tommy. Sorry, Emily. Sorry, Feeder. This is a charade, where we have to guess what you're really doing at the same time. And since you're not showing cleavage, we know you're not trying to put an ad out there for your body again, because that's when we know you're starting to beg it up for a new partner, a new wifey, a new caretaker. So that is the end of the clip that I saw, and I'm going to say it verbatim again. This is entirely just her doing ASMR content. We know it from the jump cuts, we know it from the rustling, the clickety-clack, no content of verbal use, as in her talking. It is entirely a sensory thing. Close your eyes and enjoy the show, guys. Oh my gosh. Seriously, no thank you. If Amber does intend to come back to the internet, YouTube full-time, I would expect it to be October, but she, like Chantal, sometimes does do herself a mischief and fail to commit to some basic things. Their own rules are one of them. How Amber could come back is a mystery, because she's done enough damage to herself before her sabbatical, but she also made a shitload of money, so well done her.